Welcome. I am Penny Nelson, one of the disreputable riffraff who became a believer, a follower, and disciple of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I am here today to teach you from start to finish how to make hot process lye soap. I started making soap in 2015 and I learned how to do it by watching YouTube videos. So I am going to share all what little I know with you today and hope that we get it from start to finish. At this time of year, it is November 2022. And today I am making men's soap. This is how my soap turns out. I package it in 95-gram bars and I sell it for $5. So if you are not interested in making soap, you can just buy some from me. And most importantly, I'm going to start with the recipe under here. That's the thing that you need. That's what these are all the steps that you need to go through to make hot process soap. And I have a soap school online on my YouTube channel, Penny Nelson. It's called Mumsy Soap School, which is where this is going to be, that you can learn about some other things that I may have forgotten to tell you. So the most important thing is how to get a hold of me. Penny_Nelson@yahoo.com. Leave your cell number so that I can text you, okay? And we'll just get right on to it. So here's the most important part. Your recipe. Your recipe. I have designed or come up with this recipe. Actually, it's the Holy Trinity of oils. And what you do is you stop the video, take a screenshot, and then zoom in on it, okay? But I'm going to teach you as much as I can, okay? All right, pause. You are going to be making your soap in this small crock pot that I bought from Walmart, okay? But today I am also making a large batch of soap, which is the men's soap, and I can temp it. So we're kind of in the middle of two projects here. Let me go ahead and introduce myself. Welcome to my home. Welcome to my life. Welcome to Amateurville. I don't have editing skills because I was born in 1968, which means I'm 54 years old, and there's some skills that I have and some that I don't. One of my skills is I have a great bar of soap. Editing, not so much. So if you want to just fast forward, you can, because I'm going to include it all. And I learned how to make soap watching Kimberly McNutt. And just watching her gab on and on. So you are just along for the ride today, and I hope you learned something. Leave a comment, a like, and all those things that actually I'm not really concerned about. I'm just glad that you're here. So I'm Penny. I'm glad you're here. Hang out and learn how to make some soap. Okay, so we're going to start with the list over here. Okay, you're gathering. I have the ingredients over here on the counter. Everything's over there. You're gathering knowledge because you're watching this now. You're going to need a recipe, which I just gave you over here. You're going to need the tools. I have a video on that. And you're going to carefully prepare your lye water. Uh-oh. First, we're going to check our other batch of soap. Please help me to not push the wrong button. Help me to press pause so I can get this all on here. This soap has been cooking. I cooked it for 2 hours, and then I added my super fats, and now I'm going to check the temp because it's time, when it's down to 160 degrees, it's time to add the fragrance oil. Then it'll be time to mold, and I don't even have the mold ready. The mold is over there on the table. For your small batch of soap, you are going to be using... You can use a heavy cream or this size, which is 32 ounces. That's what size you're going to be using if you are a beginner. So let's see. Oh yeah, we are. We're ready. We're ready to add the fragrance oil. Darn, what am I going to do? Leave it cooking until I can come back to it? I am. Okay, what I've done is, okay, for soap making, you are going to need to measure in grams, not ounces, okay? So I have my water. It's not lye water yet, and I'm going to show you how to make lye water. Now, this is the part where you are responsible for yourself. You're going to have to do lye safety training. A lot of people do a lot of things to keep themselves safe with lye water, and I'm not teaching you all of that. So I recommend that you watch a video called, it's by Katie Carson on Royalty Soap, and it's called Lye 101, Everything a Beginner Soap Maker Needs to Know. It's in the cold process safety section on Royalty Soaps, okay? I don't commit. I'm not committing to link it. Okay, so the lye safety I will tell you is lye is chemical hot, okay? So you don't want to get it on your skin and your eyes, all of those things, and you want to take proper precautions. I need my safety gloves. You are an adult and you are responsible for yourself, so please learn everything that you need to know about lye that I'm not teaching you, okay? But I'm going to show you the process. Okay, you're going to want the kind of lye that I use is sodium hydroxide, 99% pure. I get mine from Duda Diesel. I highly recommend. You don't want it with other ingredients in it. Okay, all of your equipment you are going to use just for lye water and not for food anymore. And I'm going to need my recipe. Oh, I have my gloves on. It's hard to turn on pause. So I have 220, I put 230 because I round up, 230 grams of water, and I'm going to need 93 grams of lye. Okay. All right. So we still got the 0. I have scale wars, and the scale turns off in the middle sometimes. That cracks me up. Okay. Now I have to remember the number, 93. Oh, we're getting close. Perfect. Hardly ever anything is ever perfect. Okay, so we've got 93 grams of lye. Now, for this, I just do the dump. I want to check this. Can't check it that way. I'm scared I did it wrong. Surely I didn't. You always put the lye into the water. I am going to check it because I'm a chicken liver. I'm just going to redo it. 230. Ish. It was right. It was just a chicken. I usually am. Poured out too many drops. 230 is 8 ounces. 8.10. Some people go to the trouble of going outside or to a different room. There are some fumes. I just go to my laundry room. There's my kitchen, here's my laundry room. And then once I add the lye to the water, I'm not going to be able to talk. The lye heats up to over 200 degrees, and it does have some fumes, which you don't need to breathe. But it's airy enough in here, and I open my back door, so now I'm not a super concerned person, so I just do the dump. Mix. You want to make sure you mix it thoroughly before you leave the room. So you take a big breath and then you go for it. It's really not good light in here. It heats up. Just want to make sure it's thoroughly combined. Okay, keep your kids and your dogs, open a window so it gets a little air in there. And we're going to go on to the next step. Oh, which is measuring out our stearic acid. Okay, so for stearic acid we need 12 grams. 11.91, we're going to make it 12. Stearic acid is something that you use that makes the bar harder. I also got this from Duda Diesel, but you can get it online. It is a waxy, it's like flakes. Nope, we don't need ounces. Let's start over. Let's put it back to grams. Okay, we need 11 grams. So I've tared my scale so that weighs nothing. We need 11 grams. Oh, take away 3 pieces. A pinch. No, we were going for 12 anyways, weren't we? We were. It's a good thing it's not an soap making is pretty scientifically forgiving, which I'm glad for. Okay, the next step is we're going to prepare our oils. And I have already prepared them, and they're heating up just a little bit in the microwave because my manteca was not liquid. Okay, so we've got, in the microwave, I've got 215 grams of coconut oil, which I've got from Walmart. I've got 200 grams of soybean oil, and how you can tell what it is you look on the side and you make sure that it just says soybean oil. So this is a recipe I recommend, or you can make your own recipe, which I don't have time to teach you today. The last thing that I use is manteca. Okay, and I get that from Walmart, and I use 179 grams of that. Forgive my counter, it's not wiped off. I'm in the middle of making soap and bringing you along, so let's get our, so it all fits in this one container here. And so all of those ingredients that I told you are in this container, and I'm going to be putting it in my crock pot. Okay, we're going to start by turning our crock pot on low. We cook it on low for about 2 hours. Okay, I'm going to add to my stearic acid my oils, and I'm going to scrape them out. We don't want any waste. Oh, we don't want any waste. I don't remember if I told you, but it takes 4 hours from start to, in my opinion, to make soap. So you're going to need some time to do it. And you're also going to need an immersion stick blender. Now I gave it a little bit of a buzz, but I'm going to go get this is an immersion stick blender. Anyone will work. Okay, you want to keep it down. You want to be careful with your stick blender, and I'm going to grab the lye. And I'm going to have to leave my gloves on because you can't press the button with my gloves on. So you want to be careful and not spill it on you, spill it on the animals, drip it anywhere. And now you can see that the water is clear. Still a little hot, everything's dissolved. So I don't worry about too much. I just do the dump. Do the dump. Okay. And then I close the back door because we're getting air in the laundry room, bedroom, and that makes it cold in here. Although, okay, so now you're going to take your immersion stick blender and you're going to combine your oil. So this is going to be loud. You might want to fast forward. And you're going to blend it until it looks like pudding. I'll show you. And you don't want to splash it on you. So when you take oils and combine them with lye water and they are saponified, they become something different. They become soap. They become chemically different. The heat is going to force the saponification. I do hot process soap making. Other people do cold process soap making, and they would have to wait for a period of time before they could do it, before they could use their soap. But I don't do it that way. And also, one of the other benefits is we can use the soap right away tomorrow. It will dry out even more, but it will be completely ready to use. It'll be a harder bar once it dries better, but I don't like to wait. I certainly don't want to wait for 6 weeks. I want to not wait at all. Okay, do you see how it's getting thicker? I'm gonna try hot. Okay, let me try it. Now, to me, that's okay. It could go a little more, but sometimes it's best to know to quit when you're ahead. All right, so how I clean up my equipment is I wipe it off with napkins and throw them away. I'm a loud person. Okay, so let me show you how I do that. Unplug, not the crock pot. It doesn't fall over. Put your gloves back on because this is chemical hot. Ooh, boy, oh boy, it got really hard. That's what this would be, soap on a stick if it was cold processed soap. That'd be too gloopy to mold. Although hot process, we mold it that way. Okay, so it's not gonna matter because we're getting it all, we're heating it up. Now I don't know that I've ever, got to keep an eye on it. You do not want to walk away from your soap. You do not want to have it volcano. The soap is cooking and sometimes it has even more of a reaction. I hope we don't have a demonstration of that today. That would be awfully exciting. I hope not though. Okay. All right, so what I like to do is 1:04 is put a little sticker with the time on it. 1:04 is when we started. So it's going to cook for an hour and then we're going to stir it. I was trained to do it just by time. Let it cook for 60 minutes, then stir it, then let it cook for another 30, then stir it, then 2 hours, then add your super fats. If you were sure when it was cooked, that's what it's got, a glossy look to it. I'm not entirely sure. That'd be up to you. So I just kind of stick with the rules because I like rules. I'm a rule follower. So this is how I clean my oils off of there because all of that is chemical hot. Still chemical hot. So the crock pot's on. 1:04. Okay, and then I mark it so I know when I started. I started at 1:04, and this is going to be patchouli soap for my mom with patchouli fragrance oil. So now we let it cook for an hour and come back. So here we have over here my men's soap. Let me tell you a little bit about the difference. Let me see what the temperature is and see. Because I kind of turned it back on. Well, I still have, it doesn't matter because I still have to line the mold, so that doesn't matter. I guess, no, it doesn't matter. I need to line the mold first. I'm sorry. I need to line the mold. I'm praying that this thing doesn't shut off on me. I used to have a phone that would stay on pause forever. But then I got another phone that wouldn't do that. I don't know if this is one of those phones or not. So I'm just going to have to keep rolling, rawhide. Okay, to line your mold, you can use freezer paper. That's what I use. This is a mold that my husband made for me. It holds that big batch, which is almost 8 pounds of soap. and I cut it into about 26 or 24 bars. I don't remember. I cut them at 115 and then they dried in 95, so you always get a generous bar. All the math stuff is hard for me. Okay, so you're gonna start, not wasting anything. You can do it any way you want, but this is how I do it. Measure the sides. Okay, very good. Got that. Okay, well, I guess I could share. I started making soap in 2015 because I was called to do something well beyond my means, which was go on a mission trip to Port-au-Prince, Haiti with a group of people who were committed to going back to the same neighborhood, and needed to raise $3,000. And so I learned how to make soap so that I could sell it to help me to make some money. And that group is called Equipping Haiti. And you can check that out, equippinghaiti.org. And I still sell soap. We have a summer mission trip planned. It's kind of pretty iffy now. That's what Haiti is in, quite a bit of turmoil right now. And if it's not safe for me to go, then I'll have to personally consider if I'm going when it's not safe. So I don't know about that today, but I do know that I'm raising money in case. And if we are unable to go, we still provide help to a community. This is Equipping Haiti, 501c3, equippinghaiti.org. We are going to be providing a Christmas party. We provide help. We want to provide spiritual help and physical help because they actually are hungry. So that's if you'd like me to come to your place and do a presentation about soap or missions, I am available to do that, and I will have more of a script than what I have now. Okay. I'm not a professional. I am a penny. This is how I do it. And then the cutting board here. The way I like to do it is with as little waste as possible. It's a simple brand. It's classic, country, rustic. Actually, I'm just trying to go for complete. I'm a perfectionist, so I could kill myself over the details. So my goal is just to be complete. Stick that down in there. So these bars come out of here like this. The whole thing is so all the sides around here, and this is where I cut, that makes it square. The top, a little bit rustic. In the meantime, my soap over here is acting up because it's a little warm. Do you see how it's cooking? We're getting dangerously close to a volcano. So I have my timer set for 3 more minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and stir it. So that it doesn't keep cooking. I have other activities to do here. Let me set you up a little bit better. I'll actually press the button this time, because the way I make videos is turn on and off the pause button. Uh-oh. I am scared here. I've never had it do it that soon. It's probably because it was so, I heated up the oils more than I normally do. I did it faster than I normally do. And I have a new mixer, so it added more air than it normally does. So we've got some abnormalities here. Oh, and I should actually be wearing a glove or being careful. So you do as I say and not as I do, which is uncharacteristic Christian form. I'm supposed to be demonstrating at all times. That's the plan, Stan. Be safe. Sometimes I feel like after COVID, that's what, this isn't very dangerous. Meaning, during COVID, I really considered my mortality. And at some point, I decided that instead of saving my life the whole time, maybe I want to live it sometimes too. We stayed home for a long time, didn't we? Okay, so let's see what kind of temperature we got here on the men's soap, which I designed for my son Josiah. It has the same ingredients as what we are making in it's a patchouli soap today for my mother. But in this soap, it's a little more advanced. It has a little bit of ground oatmeal. It has a teaspoon in this whole batch, and it has 2 tablespoons of bentonite clay in this whole batch. One time I came home and my son Josiah had a bar of a name brand soap in the bathtub, and I was shocked. I was like, I can make anything. I'll make it for you. You spend who knows how much on a bar of Dr. Sasquatch. I'll give it to you. Speaking of give it to you, if you have a worthy fundraiser or a family that needs help, you know, someone with cancer, something, and you're doing a silent auction, email me, Penny, P-E-N-N-I-E _Nelson, N-E-L-S-O-N, and I will hand you some soap. You'll have to pay shipping if you're far away, but I'm not against it. Okay, so we're about at 160. But I am tired of waiting. We're going to go ahead and mold it. Let me set you up here. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. I cooked this soap for 2 hours. I added the super fats. The super fats for this little small recipe are going to be a tablespoon of coconut oil, a tablespoon of olive oil, and a teaspoon of vegetable glycerin, and a teaspoon of honey. And then you let that cook in for another 20-30 minutes, and then you cool it to 160. Are you clear on the process? If not, you can email me. So now I'm back to my recipe, my big batch. So what do I have here? 3 tablespoons fragrance oil. Let me show you my fragrance oil. This is a mahogany teakwood type. I buy my fragrance oils from Steph's Micas and More. You can get it online. She's got a Facebook group, highly recommend. Okay, so let's go over while this is cooling down just a smidge, because I'm gonna have to stir it. See how it's nice and glossy like that? Can you see that glossy? Let me get you down in there. Oh, soap making is such a fun hobby. Okay, let's go over our list here. It's cooling just a little more. Okay. Okay, we stick blended until it was at trace. We cook soap batter on low in crock pot for 2 hours. We've prepared our mold, number 7. Okay, when it's cooked for 2 hours, then we add our super fats and continue cooking for another 30 minutes or so. We're going to cool the soap to 160 degrees. That's what we're on our men's soap. We're going to add the fragrance or essential oil and stir. I stir it for 2 minutes. Then we're going to put it into the mold and cool it, and I cool it overnight. Tomorrow I'm going to take the soap out of that paper, which is my favorite part, is taking the soap out of the mold. Then you're going to cut your soap and label your soap, which there's a whole nother process. I have a cigar band type thing where it has all of the ingredients and the necessary information that you would need in case the soap police ever came to visit you to ask you if you are following regulations that are not legally required. If you're me, you can tell them that you are, even though they're not legally required. Okay, an ounce is 2 tablespoons. This is my older one, so I'm going to use it first. Okay. And this is a masculine scent, but ladies like it too. Okay, and then this is packaged very nicely here. Uh-oh. Scary. Whoa! I did it without making a mess. Okay. All right. Now we're going to put the lid back on so that my whole house doesn't, so I don't spill. Because if I could get paid for all the messes I made, I'd have more money. Okay. Then you're going to stir. I stir it in for about 2 minutes. You want to stir it in until you cannot see it. Until it's stirred in. You want to stir it until it's stirred in. You see how this is mashed potato consistency? Okay, let me get my other spoon. I'm going to set the timer. Oh, we've got 5 minutes over here. I can read over some of this stuff while my 2 minutes is going off. I can read it to you. If you are a local person, you can buy when you buy 6 bars of soap, $5 each. All bars of soap are $5. You get 1 bar free. I ship anywhere in the United States. Shipping is about $10. I only ship 6 bars at a time. So I guess that would cost you 40 bucks. 40 bucks for 6 bars. I have a bunch of different kinds. Let's see. If you do not want to find me, I usually have the soap basket over here in my car with my soaps available. This is what I have. That's where the men's soap go. If you don't want to find me in my car, you can go to Good Life Nutrition Center in Marion, Illinois, and they have most of my soaps available there. That is at the corner of, it's in front of Rural King in Marion, Illinois, across from Kentucky Fried Chicken on the corner of Russell and DeYoung. My soap was called Mumsy. It is called Mumsy Soap. It was called Providence Soapery 62959. And I got 300 subscribers to my channel, which is amazing because you have to type in the whole entire thing. And then I changed my channel name to Penny Nelson. And I'm amazed I have anyone who wants to listen along at all. Okay, I teach soap classes, which would be the class batch, which is what we're doing today, not this size, starting at $33. So I would come to your space and do a presentation and basically do what I'm doing, probably the whole thing. And then also I do custom batches, custom orders, starting at $50, and those have to be negotiated, you know, before I get started. If you need any special ingredients or starting at, the price goes up from there if you want different things than what I normally do, because Lord knows everything has gone up so high since the pandemic, but I'm a little slow with increasing my prices, although the soap is a lovely, lovely, bubbly bar. Okay, I already told you about that. I love to give away soap. I do this thing called soap scrap samples because I'm going to have some soap cracklings left in this crock when I am done, and I do not want to waste them, so I put them in a little organza bag. And there's a video called Soap Scrap Sample. You can check that out. See how those work and see how bubbly the Christmas snow is, which I have over there. It has glitter. The glitter like attacks everything. I went crazy on the cosmetic glitter, and the glitter the snowy glitter flies everywhere. So when you're sure that it's completely stirred, let's make sure you're on. You are. And you're sure that it's completely stirred in? Oh, I wish you had smell-o-vision. Wouldn't that be crazy? I do not know what to tell you what the notes are. It's very pleasant and it's masculine. And it's Josiah's favorite. Josiah is my 5th child. Those are my children. Those are my children. I'm very proud of them. My only boy. He just grew up and grew out. So I painted his room and made it a playroom for the grandkids. Okay, meanwhile, while I'm doing that, I turned off the timer. The heat is still on. I'm going to give it another 10 or 15 minutes. It seems like it's not overcooking again, so we're going to let it just sit there and cook, which is a good reason why I put it's 1:35, so we've got a while to go. I get distracted. There's squirrels around here. Squirrel. You know what's in that binder over there? All my secret recipes. I'm just kidding. I don't even have any secrets. I don't know how to play secrets. I learned and I give. So this is how you mold the soap. You stick it in the whatever you put it in. It's going to take the shape of it. You can use saran wrap and plastic container. There's no end to your creativity. You can have your husband make you something. You can buy something online. You can use silicone molds you could buy at Walmart. But if you're a beginner, I recommend that you use the milk jug. It's not a milk jug. It's a milk container. It's a creamer container. And then you just wash it real good. And then when your soap is cool, you just scrape the paper off the next day. Cut the top off and I'm sure you get the idea. If not, you can email me. Oh, this smells so good. I think that this has been my most popular bar this year. This year I had a custom order for a wedding, which was really a lot of fun to make. I did jasmine soap. And I did wedding party favors, and I did men's soap, and a few Fruit Loops for the kiddos. Ah, silence. Thank you, Lord. Soap is really a fun hobby. I really enjoyed it. I enjoy being able to raise a little money and provide my family with all the soap I want to give them, because everybody needs soap. Everybody needs a bath at least once a week. I like a bath every day. Are you a bath person or a shower person? Which do you prefer? Which do you prefer? Put your comment down below. Okay. So now that we've got that, so we've got a little bit left over. Let me get my thing here. I've got a thing. I've got a thing. I've got a thing. Can you see? Okay, so after this, I like to tap it down a little bit. Loud noise. You'll want to see that, won't you? I hope there's no free show. Okay, so now I am at put away my mold, and I'm on number 15, which is clean up and put away all tools. Clean up the disaster area of a soapery, which is actually called kitchen. Clean everything up. So this is what I do with my crock pot. And I probably could have gotten that in there a little bit more, but I've got to... So I scrape this all out. And then I put it in an organza bag and give it away. So let's review, shall we? Let's review. Okay. You make... Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm actually going to get this done if it doesn't cut me off. I had to wash all that gloppy men's soap off of my spatula, and so I can stir this. Okay, so you're starting with soap. You want to get all your equipment that you're going to use just for soap making, right? Okay. So you have your recipe. You buy all your ingredients, and you gather your ingredients. Okay, you're going to carefully measure out your oils and your lye water. You are going to combine. You're going to make sure that you add the lye to the water, not the other way around. You're going to do a little more research so that you know everything you need to know, because I haven't taught you everything that you need to know. You're going to combine your oils and lye water with an immersion stick blender. You're going to cook your soap for 2 hours. You're going to keep an eye on your crock pot, and you're going to stir it at 1 hour. Oh, that's not professional, but my nose is itching. Ah. After 2 hours, you're going to add your super fats, and that is really the only thing that I haven't gone over very much in this video, is the super fats and the science all behind it. But you'll have to, for the small batch, you're going to add a tablespoon of coconut oil, a tablespoon of olive oil, a teaspoon of glycerin, and a teaspoon of honey, and then you're going to stir it, and you're going to cook it for another little bit, half an hour. Then you're going to let it cool. You're going to turn off your heat, and you're going to let it cool to what temperature? Before you add your fragrance oil or essential oil. So you're going to need a thermometer so that you can measure it, because you don't want to cook off your expensive essential oil or fragrance oil, because that costs a lot of money. That's like the most expensive part of the batch. For this size batch, you're going to use 2 teaspoons. You could actually use a little bit more. And that amount is on the, you could use up to 3, like a little bit less than 3 for 3%, I think. It's 0.4. I don't know how to measure that, but you can figure it out. If you use 2 teaspoons, that's not too much. Or you could use less. Maybe you don't want that much. I like the soap to be nice and strong. I like it to attack you. I don't like it to barely get you. I like it to be firm. I like a firm smell. After your soap, after you've stirred in your fragrance or your essential oil, you're going to mold your soap, and then you're going to cool your soap, and then you're going to cut your soap. So I think that we have covered everything today pretty well, and this is my first complete YouTube video. I'm teaching you how to make hot process soap, at least what I know, in my opinion, in my experience, in what I've done. So please take what I know, add it with what you know, and I wish you the best and pray for you. And I thank you for this time that we got to spend together. And if you want to order some soap, get a hold of me, penny_nelson@yahoo.com, and I'll be glad. Oh, and please, when you email me, give me your cell phone number so I can text you right back right away. All right. So this is me signing off. Thank you. Wow. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. All I got to do is download it.